Think about what you did.
Nobody makes it to the end of these things. Come on.
The Broken Agenda Podcast. Sponsored by Laughing Rock Technology.
Pretty loose. Did you get to watch any of the
What did you
episodes?
just call him?
T. I think I called him T.
Okay,
T.
I'm like, wait a minute. Did I get okay? I didn't know if you called him Dig or something like that. I'm like, wait a minute. Did I get a wrong name?
Not to be confused
Dig?
with Mister.
Hey, Guy.
Well, no, the funniest part is I started calling him T. His name's Tyler, so I
Yeah.
call him T. My dog's name is T-Rex. I call him T. So the first time Tyler heard it, I go to the dog and I'm like, "Hey, come here, T." And Tyler's like, "No, you get this is a big man giving me this look. Like, you called me like Indiana Jones. Like, we named the dog Indiana." That was the look Tyler gave me, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna keep doing that. I'm sorry. I'm not even gonna try to fix it. Like, this is just gonna happen now. So,
All right.
well, what's up?
We got the two. We got Noodle, Turnberry, and you asked for other things, so I gave those to you this morning.
Yes.
As
So
ideas.
now is there? It's
Unless
those,
you've got-
those are the two main companies, though, right?
Right.
Well, I mean, quite honestly, the camera's rolling right now, so we might as well just jump right into
Yeah,
this.
we can jump in.
Jump, both feet, jump.
Just double, just get in there, just do it.
Might as well.
What's up, everybody? This is the Broken Agenda, and today we've got a very special guest. We've got. Go ahead, you want to introduce yourself?
Kevin Kozo, Turnberry Construction Group, and Noodle in West Riding.
Did I tell you that I went to Noodle?
You did not.
So
No.
he had a grand opening. What was it, about a month ago?
About that, yep.
Is
Yeah,
that
we're
it?
open a month now.
It's a really cool shop. You guys got to get over there, and it's open now, right?
It is fully open. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
It's right in West Reading, right on the main drag there on Penn Ave. And it's like I got the lo mein. My wife went back a second time and got, she's got ramen, I think.
Yep.
And it was awesome. It's like you go up to this kiosk, Jimmy. I think you would like this. You go up to a kiosk and you just pick everything that's in your order. It doesn't matter. All the vegetables, you pick your proteins, you pick all of it. And they just make it, bring it out. And it's like, I don't even like noodles. I like noodles, and I love this place. So, for what it's worth. Oh, you got it up. There it is.
Now you're a noodler.
So, I will say the name threw me off a little bit though. Noodle. I was trying to give you a Google review after I went.
And you put an E on it, didn't you?
And well, yes, I put an E on it. And I'm like, what? I'm like, I know this place exists. I was just there. I was like, it's clearly happened.
Yeah.
But this is your first. You were never a restaurant guy, were you? Like, not that I know.
No, this is all brand new to me. So, the whole thing came with that I wanted to build a building back in 2017 is when I first started on the plans. So it started that I got a tax bill one year. So I have the building on either side, and then where Noodle is was a driveway. Since I bought the property, and we went did contacted Burke's history something, I forget what it was. But nonetheless, looked at old photographs. There was never a building there. So we decided, you know what, I'm going to put a building there because I got this tax bill for $2,700. And I said, well, screw them. I am tired of paying
$2,700 for the driveway?
for the driveway.
Get outta
Because it's a deeded parcel.
So it's a parcel that's just being used to get to other parcels, but you're paying $2,700.
Exactly.
Wow.
So I built that building.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Despite them, now
that's
it's going to be a little
genius.
more.
But what led you to buy it in the first place?
So back in 2012, about 2012, I was looking to move my business out of my home, which was in Flying Hills at the time. And at that time, I decided, you know what, I'm going to look for something in West Riding. It's kind of up and coming. I think there's an opportunity here. And I looked at a property down near Mom Chaffee's. And it was already set up. There was an architect that had been in there, and then the architect moved out, and the second floor was still rented. I'm like, great, I can break even on rent. Had the deal signed on my end, went to the seller, and the seller said, you know what, I got a cash offer. They're going to settle in 10 days. I'm like, shit. So I lost that. I was all upset. Took my dog down to a doggy daycare. I don't want to get too far into the weeds. However, met a woman that ended up taking back properties that were going through foreclosure for Vis Bank. And she says, I have a couple different properties in that area. So we went and looked at them, and she says, this one's going to be coming back to me very shortly unless a miracle happens. Went and looked at it, and she says, well, here's the price. And we looked at, and I was like, I don't know, it seems a little high. She says, oh, no, it's not just for that one. It's for these two other properties as well. Holy cow, this is a great deal. Made the deal, put it all together, and I had now investment properties. I moved my office into one of them. Fantastic deal. Driveway was still there and sat there for many years. Cars would race up and down there trying to beat the light. Again, I get the tax bill, $2,700. this is ridiculous. I should build a building here. You know what? I'm going to build a building here. So, I work with Mike Cowder. We come up with this great project that you see today. Very contemporary. And he said, what do you want to do? Do you want to fit in with the actual demographics and everything not demographics, but the area of a traditional style building? And I said, no. I said, I want to do something really contemporary here. There's nothing that says that I can't do something a little out of the box. Color-wise and palette, I need to be able to fit in, and I can't go too high because I could have gone another story as well, but it would really just stuck out. So I want to do something that would kind of blend in.
You're 2 stories right now, right?
I am 3 stories.
Oh,
so I got the restaurant on the first floor, and then second and third floor are apartments. The third floor.
Okay.
Should I retire one day?
Is that
Oh man,
little West
it's a
penthouse?
Sweetheart deal. So
Nice.
it's a great one bedroom. Excuse me, that one is a 2-bedroom apartment, 1,800 square feet. That one's 1,400 square feet.
Okay, perfect size.
Spiral staircase takes you up to a rooftop terrace.
Oh, nice.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Well, you'd be living the dream, much like Diddy and Will Smith. Everybody wants to retire to a penthouse in West Reading.
Why not?
Right. I read about it all the time. So that's really cool. I like that.
Yeah, so it took a while. COVID hit, and finances and so forth, and you just make it through. But finally, got a chance to build that, and ended up needing a tenant for the first floor. Bank was kind enough to lend me the money and open up a restaurant with some consultants.
That's really
did that,
cool.
and now I've got a restaurant all to my own, and thank goodness I've got great staff and an amazing manager and culinary director.
How did you find? Because we just had a guest on. Who was it? The guy it was from Vis Bank actually, but the second time Vis has come up.
Yeah.
But he was talking about and we also had an employment agency on, and they were talking about just, especially in restaurants, the employment shortage and the quality of employees is a nightmare.
It is.
And you don't seem to have any of those problems. I mean, the people I met at your restaurant were awesome.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
They're great, and we've really been able to keep a lot of them. There's been a little bit of turnover in the beginning, which is to be expected, whether they're interested in the job, the company, the culture, or not. But it really starts with your manager. I feel, and it does for all of us, right? It's the manager, the person you're working for. You either can or you can't. And it's a match of personalities, and that's really what has been the key.
Well, what's that old saying? It's nobody ever quits a job; they quit a boss.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what? You're spot on.
Yeah, I live my entire. I have no idea why Tyler's still here, but it's my entire.
Maybe Tyler can answer that.
My entire management career. I'm sitting there quietly at my desk going, "Don't be a dick. Don't be a dick. If you want them to leave, go be a dick." It's amazing how much they'll put up with from the customers or on the workload, but they're not going to put up with me.
There's that little guy on each shoulder. Say it. Don't say it.
Don't shut your mouth and go back to work.
Don't call them names. Disguise it. T.
Dude, be cool. You didn't catch on. Damn it. That's too. So why noodle? Is this your idea? Did you tell me you came up with this menu?
Well, no. So thankfully, I had consultants, as I mentioned earlier, and the actual concept of a ramen-based or ramen-themed shop was all from the consultant.
Okay.
So that's where that really lies. Taking it from there, then it goes to the culinary director, and we still have him on staff, which is just fantastic, coming up with the different bowls. And what's really interesting is when we first started out our first week, signature bowls were off the hook, and that's the noodle ramen, veggie ramen. There's 5 different signature bowls, so you can just walk in and say, you know what, I'm just going to take that. It's your signature bowl. I'm safe.
You know it's going to be good.
Right.
Somebody
should be
signed
good.
off on it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Somebody
At
else
least
said
if
it
it's
was
not good, you can blame somebody. That's
Right,
not your
exactly.
fault. Yeah.
But then you can go to the build out. And the build out is almost a build your own ramen bowl. So if you want it, you don't want it, you can choose.
I'm not going to lie, but that first time I was here, it's a bit much.
So all these
that
noodles are
first run
ramen?
through.
Are they all ramen noodles?
Well, so we have ramen noodles, rice noodles. We've got a wavy ramen. So there's all kinds of different options, and that's just your noodles. If you want to go with a white rice or a brown rice and do a grain bowl, you can do that as well. You can get into just a salad. So if you want to do a salad, but you want a little bit of something different on it, say you want a salad and you want pork belly on it. Sounds kind of odd, but
belly. Nope.
maybe you do. So you're going to feel good about eating pork belly. You can do that. different seasoning, different sauces, so you can really mix it up and try different things.
You're talking to a group of guys that always feel good about eating pork belly. I've never eaten pork belly and felt bad. Let me put it that way.
So this is like your own. This whole noodle thing is a design. I mean, it almost seems like a franchise.
It does. I thought it was at first because it looks so buttoned up.
And
we get that a lot. Yeah, we get that a lot. So, quite honestly, Jimmy, we're looking for investors.
Are you?
Not yet.
It's not yet. He's like, seriously, stay away. I'm kidding.
We'll talk later.
So can you like elaborate a little bit more on the process you did, culinary director? And
Yeah.
What was this process you went through to decide on this?
So the idea is to take noodle, and we're not. Listen, I don't look Asian. I don't cook Asian. I'm a meat and potatoes kind of guy, but I like it. So I don't. I can go out and enjoy traditional ramen, but that's not what I really wanted to be, and it's not true to me as a person. To me as a person, I like to eat healthy. Yeah, maybe I'll put some carbs in there or whatnot, but I do want to eat on the lighter side and healthier side. And the great part about that is portioning. When you leave there, some people will leave and you can just put a lid on it and take it with you. But for the most part, the bowls are finished. And anyone that's come in I've never heard, I'd say that there isn't out there, but I've never heard that someone said, it's just not enough food. When you get up, you don't feel stuffed. The food's not dripping over the edge where you're just so stuffed and it's so much food. Yet it's not that the portions are so small that you leave there hungry. It's the right amount of food.
I agree.
And you feel good. So you can get up, you can go out in West Reading, and then if you want to go have a beer or go somewhere else, you still feel good about what you ate.
Not bloated.
Exactly. So it really fits West Reading, and I think it fits our lifestyle nowadays. People are more conscious about what they're eating. Our menu's going to expand. I would love to see, and it's a price point thing as well, protein noodles. So if we can get rid of as many carbs as possible as an option, right?
So you're talking about like soy noodles or like tofu noodles or things like that? Okay.
It could be.
Interesting.
So it's really expanding, but right now, since we're only open a month, it's really getting this menu down to absolute, as best we can, as close to perfection as we can. Really that there's never a mistake. We just have it licked. We really do. And then from there, we can begin to expand. Our first part of expansion, though, is going to be, I think, in about 2 months, we're going to meet up with Habitat for Humanity.
Okay.
And we're going to do a fundraiser bowl. So we'll be designing that bowl over the next 2 weeks. And it's to help create funds for Habitat for Humanity.
Okay.
And so it's kind of a donation. So a lot of the proceeds will go to Habitat. Of course, we have to pay our staff.
So
pay for the food. But
I imagine they would have to do the build out.
you would think so, right?
I mean,
that's
it's
the
Habitat.
idea.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
Build that bowl. That's a good idea. I like that. Do you have a relationship with Habitat?
A little bit, yeah.
They're a good group of guys.
They really
men
are.
and women.
Yeah, Tim Daly's a great guy.
Tim's a good guy.
Yep.
He's been there I remember when he took over at Habitat. And that was, God, that'd be 15 years ago.
Is it that long?
I feel like it was. I might be wrong. I don't know. I'm getting old.
Maybe Tim's just that old.
The problem is,
It's not us, it's Tim.
it's definitely not me. I'm spry. I'm youthful. That's the problem with getting old, though, right? Like 20 years is the same as 8.
Absolutely.
I have no idea. Like, I still think it's 1999. Like and to realize that's 24 years.
Yeah, it's
Tyler.
stupid. No, it's stupid.
24 years
Yeah,
ago.
I
Yeah, it's
agree.
stupid. It's absolutely stupid. I don't like it. I'm not a fan. But no, Tim runs a good shop. Well, he really turned that place around. When he came in, they were kind of struggling on a bunch of fronts, and he came in and he just started whip that place into shape in like a year.
He did.
And ever since then, that's probably one of the best run nonprofits probably in the county.
Wow.
Yeah. And he's never wavered.
Nope.
So very cool. Well,
Yeah.
I got to be honest. Of all the things I've done career-wise, the thing that scares me the most is what you're doing. So I applaud you. Like opening a restaurant always seems like the type of thing I'd love to do, and I'm terrified to do it.
Well, and you're right, because every other business owner that I've met has said the exact same thing.
Really?
Why on earth would you do this? Why, at this point in your life, 53 years of age, why on earth would you do this? And quite honestly, it excites me. It excites me to do something new, but it excites me even more to see the youth. On my way in here, I was talking with my manager. We're coming down, and I was on the phone with my manager, and he doesn't understand fully how the financials are integrated into the restaurant. He's a young guy.
Okay.
Right? Tremendous manager, tremendous person as far as people skills, management styles, getting people to work harder, to do everything they need to do. Everyone has a weakness. Everyone does. And I'm not going to say this is his weakness. He just doesn't know all those pieces yet. He's a young guy.
He'll learn it.
Lack of
Right?
experience.
Right,
just
well, exactly.
hasn't-
Exactly.
And the nice part for you is you can teach him that. You can't
Exactly.
teach him how to be a good manager. To
That
humans.
is exactly it.
Yeah.
And so to, one day leave Mother Earth and know that you made someone else's life a little bit better, because you can't take any of the shit we're doing with us, but you can leave behind your name in someone's mind.
And maybe
And-
someday he becomes the master noodler.
Master
The Master Noodler, I love it. That's great.
The noodler. Oh my god.
That's going on the business card. I love it. Master Noodler.
I feel like you need to get a redneck spokesperson.
Just
He's got a hillbilly. It'll be Jimmy and some hillbilly chick. They're like noodling. Come to Kevin's
Dude,
place.
you can put all kinds of spin on that word.
Oh,
That's-
absolutely.
Have a lot of fun with that.
See, I love your theory. I feel like I have the opposite theory. I want to exit stage right from this world and have nobody remember I was here. Just slip out the back door, like while the party's raging, and just kind of go home and go to bed.
and never wake up.
Nobody knows. It's fine. It's just I'm out. You guys, good luck. It's fine. It's just sell it all. I don't need it anymore.
I think it's a great idea. Yep.
That's awesome. Well, I do recommend it. At least, at the very least, you guys try this. Oh, and
Absolutely will.
Yeah, and I know we have a lot of people that watch this and aren't in the area, but for what it's worth, I don't think, is there an exterior shot? I don't think there is. But West Reading's like it's like a kind of like a hipster.
I can't
A lot
picture
of
where your
1920s,
where your building's
1930s
at.
architecture.
I think it's on the homepage, actually.
Is it on the homepage?
Yep.
And what he did was a very much like a
Where's the building?
like a 70s retro, all glass and metal, and it's a really cool look on the outside. I really like it.
Where's
to be
it
on-
at?
there it is.
Nice
There we go.
job. Yeah, there it is.
Oh yeah,
I
that
love
looks
the look of that.
sweet.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
building is cool.
Yeah, that's nice.
So it's right, where the old, if you're from Berks County for a long time, the old A to Z building.
Oh,
Now it's Nitro Bar?
the warehouse or the vacuum place.
Yep.
Yeah.
So 2 doors, if you're looking straight at that, 2 doors up to the right.
That's a nice building.
Yeah.
Did you build that?
Yeah. Yep. So my
Do you
construction
do commercial
company,
construction?
we do commercial as well. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. So, and that's really the bulk of our business right at this moment is commercial. With the interest rates going up from 3% up to wherever the hell they are now.
We were just talking about this. What we're seeing about? Well, you talking about fixed rate or
Any rate.
any rate?
They're all-
I don't know. I know I was looking at a bank loan to do a project and it was 8%.
Yeah.
8% variable, which basically means in a year it could be 10.
Yeah.
They call it rake now.
They
The,
what?
the interest rake.
The interest rate. Well, the funny part is, and this is the part that cracks me up, is we're so spoiled.
Oh, absolutely.
Because
Yep.
30 years ago,
Wasn't realistic.
30 years ago, a 12-13% interest rate was not unheard of, and 8 was a good rate.
Yep.
Like 6 to 8, you're like, I nailed it. You
Yep.
know, I got it locked in. I'm killing it. Now we're back into that 6 to 8 range, and we feel like we're getting fleeced, and it's because we're Americans. We can't go backwards.
Right.
As soon as you give us a 2-3% rate, we expect it to be that forever. It could go up.
Yep.
You kidding me? But I think it's a good thing. I listen to these pundits talk about how much they're like, oh, they have to stop these. And I said, you know what? I don't know. As a real estate investor and as a guy that wants to do projects and as a guy that sees people spending money just like crazy, I kind of agree. I can't do anything. Like the normal business person or the normal investor, it's too hot.
Right.
The market's too hot to touch. It has to be cooled down. And I know people don't want to hear that, but I actually kind of like that rates are up.
They have to be. They have to be. And this is really our new norm. So I sit on the board of directors for the Pennsylvania Builders Association. So I hear a lot about that, interest rates and what the market's going to look like. And toward the end of 23 and going into 24, we should see the normalization kind of set back in.
At about this level?
At about this level.
Yeah, that's what I'm
So
thinking.
the idea people are going to hold off and not do anything until rates come back down, you're going to be holding off for a very long time. I think you're going to realize by the end of the year that this is pretty much where we're going to be at. Will it go up and down a little bit? Yeah, sure. And if you're waiting to time the market, they always say you're going to miss,
Every time.
right? Because you're going to miss the house that you want because you tried to time the market.
Yep.
So what's your play?
You're right. Absolutely. Now, you guys just do, on the residential side, you just do custom, right?
Yeah, we do custom homes. We do also do renovations, additions.
Okay.
So we kind of fit the gamut. Same with the commercial as well. Renovations, additions, fit outs, and new construction.
You know, the first time I ever met you, I don't think you remember this. It was probably, when was your first entry in the Parade Homes? 2010, 2012? 2006.
2006.
It might have been.
Yeah.
Okay, so it might have been 2006.
Yeah.
Because I left the construction world in 2008.
Okay.
So it was either 6 or 7. I met you at the Parade of Homes, and I saw the house you put together that year.
Yeah.
And you kicked the crap out of us.
Yeah.
We had a couple houses in. We did okay in a couple of price points, but the price point you were in,
Yeah.
which was like, I think the second from the top.
Yep.
We got annihilated by it. You took home every single award. And I remember looking at it and going, crap, he's better than us. Like, that's what I said. And I was the VP at the company, and I was like, this guy's just better. Let's just not do his stuff. We'll just do our own stuff. It was so. I mean, look at that building, like the one.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have it shared right now, but
That's sweet.
that
looks awesome.
I always
Thanks.
feel like you're a generation ahead in construction. Like you're always building for what people want 5 years from now. And I look at your stuff and I'm like, that's amazing, and nobody's doing that. And then 5 years later, everybody's doing it, and you're doing something else. And I don't know, how do you do that? Like, how do you stay ahead on the design side? Because I find it hard.
That's a secret. I can't tell you that.
Fair enough.
It's
It's the Thousand Island dressing secret.
it's really being very involved with the Builders Association, quite honestly, through National Association of Home Builders and their International Builders Show. What you're seeing out there, and it's no different than anything else, comes from the West Coast, East Coast.
Okay.
So hopefully they can keep all their electric stuff out there. But nonetheless, as far as construction and design, a lot of it does come west to east.
Okay.
And then you can also look in Australia as well. That's another great spot to look at what the designs and what's coming and very current down in Australia.
Really?
And you'll see that coming this way as well.
I didn't realize Australia was that kind
Yeah,
of
they're a little more
on the
progressive
design.
on that, especially on contemporary design.
Wild.
Yep.
I love this return to like this.
Did you
retro.
start incorporating green roof yet?
I'd like to. Like any project, you have to look at the price points. And there are certain aspects of this building that are green and sustainable. And that word is so overblown and overused. Is green and sustainable wood siding? Okay, so it looks like wood siding. Is that really because I'm going to tear it off after it rots in 6 years and throw it in a landfill or burn it?
Yep.
There's nothing sustainable about that. Well, this is fiber cement. So I took a tree, ground it to pulp, mixed it with cement, and put it on my building there, and now it's going to last for 50 years.
What part?
Is that sustainable?
What part are you talking about?
Anything that's brown in there.
Is it ground up a ground up tree and cement?
Yeah, so it's fiber cement. So it's partial wood fiber and cement. So that particular product's made by James Hardy.
Does it last as long as traditional cement?
So those are they individual
It'll-
panels?
It's warranted, I believe it's either 30 or 50 years. And I'm sorry?
They're individual panels.
Yeah, they're individual horizontal panels. Yep,
Over stick frame.
over stick frame construction.
Okay,
yeah, so
gotcha.
that whole building's all wood framing.
Okay, wood frame and then concrete overlay. Okay, got it. That
Right.
makes sense. Interesting.
So what do you think about spray foam? Do you think that's green?
The chemicals that it's putting off, is it green? It depends. Is a
See why I love this guy?
is a solar farm green? Is it really? Is it really? You have
No, it's
whales
like
washing up on
Brown and black, right?
Yeah. So it's all in your slant and how you want to look at it and how you want to justify it.
Wait, are you implying that there's a lot of marketing involved in all this?
It's
Kevin,
all marketing.
Stop it.
It's all bullshit.
I did spray foam for a handful of years, and it was horrendous.
Yeah.
Like so far from green.
Well, if you have to put a hazmat
I
suit
mean,
on to work with your product, it's probably not green.
Right.
Like,
Not-
that's,
I think I literally got like respiratory effects from it.
Yeah.
It's just nasty.
I used to consult at Kutztown, and I would do not consult. I would do entrepreneurial speeches, and it was maybe like 2010 or something like that. I gave this speech where it was just the green movement was just kind of starting to show up in business. Like it had been around, and Al Gore wrote his book in the late 90s, early 2000s, but it was just starting to really kind of like kids were coming out of college and going, well, is the company I'm working for green? And so I was at the college, and I said, look, all of these things have a place in the market. They all do. I was like, and some of them are valid, some of them may not be. That's up for us to figure out probably after the fact. I said, but the bottom line is you're all business students, and there's only one way to go green. And I pulled out $1. And I was like, that's it. I was like, if you can make solar panels make money, and feel good about
Yes.
it at the same time, great. But if it doesn't make money, you will be out of business, and there's no point of you even trying. I was like, it has to be this first. And they all took notes. I did the same speech again in like 2019, and they basically booed me out of the auditorium.
Really?
It's in like less than a decade, the attitude changed so much.
Yes.
Where now it's like,
You don't need to make money.
you filthy capitalist. Why would you show me $1? That's a hate crime.
Yes.
And I was like, it was not that long ago that you guys were taking notes and high-fiving me and asking questions afterwards. I was like, this is insanity.
You're a has-been,
But-
dude. It's over.
I am a has-been.
You're all worried about money. Yes, that's it. As they're typing that on their $1,200 Apple computer.
Yes,
their
exactly.
$1,200 iPhone, and
Is your computer green?
Yes.
Is your Mac green?
It's only
What's
it's only
that
$12 if you pay for it. Not when Daddy does.
Yeah,
Then
that's right.
it doesn't matter.
How about those shoes you're wearing and the car you drove to the meeting here?
don't forget the Starbucks cup you're drinking. Yeah.
I have another question about your construction here. Did you do the design work,
Yeah,
or do you have a
pull up
designer?
Turnberry.
No, so it was
Custom
actually
homes.
Michael Cowder, Cowder Kelly Architects in Wyomissing. So I had interviewed 3 different architects and looked at their concepts and what they've done in the past, and that kind of working with them. You know, at the end of the day, you've got to have that relationship, and all 3 of them, I felt like I had a real good connection with, a real good relationship. Michael truly understood what I was after. And he really took that, and he took that building, that particular one, to another level. In commercial construction, I can design anything I want. The problem is you need an architect, a registered architect, to go ahead and do the design and seal it. So I was bound to have an architect either way. So I may as well have him design it and actually have the ownership in really designing it, and I can go in and I can be that client. So it was a little different perspective for me to understand what it's like to be that client. It's always really good. So it worked out well.
I've never used an architect for design. How pricey is it?
It can get expensive, but on a project like this, not expensive at all.
Okay,
And
gotcha.
they take on a lot of the responsibility. It depends on to what level. The finishes and so forth, I selected those. The design that you see there with the roof, the windows, everything, that was all his. However, I changed out the windows. I changed a few things here and there, but still keeping true to what his design and vision was.
Okay.
So we worked on that together, but ultimately he came up with that whole plan and making it ADA accessible. So, this is one of the very few restaurants in West Reading that anyone in a wheelchair can literally roll right into. We have a handicap parking space right out back there, so it's very accessible.
Nice.
So that's really nice. But in building new like that, that's something you really need to consider.
Well, that's awesome. You got a brand new building in West Reading.
Yeah.
I mean, that
It might be
doesn't
is
get
that the
much
only
better
one?
than that.
That might be
That
the only
is-
brand new
well,
building
you know-
in West Reading.
Yeah, dude, that's
Yeah.
It was really funny because going to Borough Council, and I'll tell you, West Reading has gotten a bad rap over the years, which really just needs to be extinguished because they were absolutely phenomenal to work
Really?
with. This was the first building built in West Reading, other than the hospital, since 1960.
Jeez.
you know
Why
what?
do they get a bad rap in West Reading? Because I've
Well,
heard that too.
Because
I've heard
everybody
that,
wants to cut corners, right?
Well, a lot of guys want to cut quarters, but they did have a building inspector in there a few years ago that was just over the top paint and really gave the borough a bad rap. They were able to relieve her of her duties and move on, and I think they've done a phenomenal job.
I'll
with
tell
it.
you, the inspector makes the township.
Oh, it does.
Because we have an amazing one here, and if Andy ever leaves,
Yep.
like it'll kill Spring Township. He's the best. Like he's amazing to work with. Like, but I think everybody knows that. I mean, and if you talk about anybody about Audalani in Berks County,
Yep.
everybody cringes who does any type of construction.
Yep.
Because they have an inspector over there that will rake you over the coals. And I can say that because I'll never do business in Audalani from a construction standpoint, so he can't get me. But but if I ever have a project coming, I'll reverse that statement in a heartbeat. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's tough. The inspector really does make a huge difference.
Yep. It really does.
And general development.
Yeah.
So, well, we're out of time on the front half here. I do want to wrap this up, and then we're going to go to commercial. We're going to cut away, and then we're going to come back for the back half. Was there anything you want to throw in here before we break away?
I don't think so.
Noodlers out.
No noodlers. Did you see? Did you see they wanted to? Where was it? Missouri. Did you see Missouri's debating noodling?
Yeah, it's
In the Senate, they had to do a special congressional House meeting on noodling
Are you
Noodling.
serious?
because it is such a big hobby in Missouri that the Noodlers Association of the United States of America is based out of Missouri.
Yes, they are.
And I kid you not, I saw an interview with them, right? So they came to the capital. I don't even know what the capital is. St. Louis?
This is too fun.
I don't even know. And they come to argue with the senators and the House of Representative people about we have to keep noodling alive. It's part of our culture, right? I kid you not. The president of the American Noodling Association goes on CNN and does an interview. No shirt. No shirt. He just walks up. He's chewing on something. I don't know what he's chewing on. He's just looking right at the camera. His shirt's off. He's kind of ripped, actually. And he's like, folk got a noodle. That was basically his argument, was folk got a noodle.
He was
And
just
I was
getting
like-
some vitamin D.
I kind of agreed with him. I was like, folk do kind of they got a noodle. I was like, this guy's got my
got a
vote.
noodle.
Folk got a noodle.
I gotta
Yeah,
get that clip. I
absolutely.
think we can use it.
You got a folk got a noodle. You
got
got to
a
put it
noodle.
on your homepage video clip. Get the spit at the end where he goes. All right, we'll be back in a bit. And thanks, Kevin. All right, yeah. Thank you, everybody. Be right back.
The Broken Agenda Podcast. Sponsored by Laughing Rock Technology.